Hey, Shalom Israel, what's going on, man? Priest Captain Dawhard here, standing with Officer Thabawan. We coming from Hollywood, California. Just off the BBC interview, letting everybody know that the I.S.U.P.K is going to take over, man. But check it out, this is what I want you to do, right? Commander Yahanna just dropped a new YouTube channel. The most controversial man in America, man. Subscribe to his channel, America on Fire, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Shalom.
Hey, Shalom Israel, this is a public service announcement to all the sisters out there. You already know what time it is. Them Passover corsages is blooming absolutely right this year. If you a married sister, rock that red corsage. And for all the single sisters out there, the white corsage was made just for you. Stop playing. You cannot be Passover ready without rocking one of these. Just $10 to complete that fit for the Lord's 54th annual Passover. Pre-order yours now. Click the link below for more info. For just $10, I got a feeling that this is just the right batch of flowers to have you looking on point and official. Sisters, make it your business to get you one, and we hope to see you there. Shalom Israel. So I spit choo-choo, I taste the whole thing. Taking my style, I'm far from a lane, girl, just let me put it down, baby. She on the road, can't get around in my coupe, me and you, we just cruising through the town lately. Ask me some questions, girl, do you mind? What would it take to make you mine, please? Tell me be you, and we can try. So I spit choo-choo, I taste the whole thing. Taking my style, I'm far from a lane, girl, just let me put it.
If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and I'm blessed. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and I'm blessed. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood I lay my life down right now for all my sisters and brothers, because I love them. I see them dapping and hug them. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapping together. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For why take your life or let you take mine? That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, the shit got me feeling plain. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complex. Still fighting to get accepted. We hear the truth and reject it, but love is getting corrected. And all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and I'm blessed. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and I'm blessed. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Hey, hey. Hey, hey.
Shalom Israel. And when I mean Israel, I'm talking about the black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. The Lord's 54th annual Passover is going down again this year, sundown, April 1st at 500 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Conventional Center. It's got enough room for all of us. The Lord's 54th annual Passover. Last year, brothers and sisters showed up from all over the world, rocking ancient garments and glorious apparel in order to serve the Most High in Christ. Now, it's that time again. Commander General Yahanna is putting out the decree for all brothers and sisters to show up sundown, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us at the Sheraton in Raleigh, the hotel right downtown. It's at 421 South Salisbury. The Passover is right up the block at the Convention Center, literally within walking distance. Make sure you pull up. Make sure that you do your due diligence, because rooms are going fast and they are limited this weekend. You understand? We have months in advance of preparation. Do not wait till the last minute to get your room. The Lord's 54th annual Passover, Saturday, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us there.
It's about time, sending curses to them enemies.
Oh yeah, it's going down. Join us for this year's All Black Party, hosted by Commanding General Yahanna and the I.S.U.P.K. This year, it's going down in Durham, North Carolina at the Durham Armory. Last year, brothers and sisters came out from all over the world. It was a packed house to celebrate the 2022 Hebrew Academy graduates. These brothers faced life and death, and as a result, they were honored on this night for their sacrifice and their victory at the gauntlet. But wait, this year, it's going down. There will be a Hebrew concert featuring Captain Akkad, 144 the Rebel, King Ty, Captain Ty Ward, One Westworld, Lost Tribes, Captain Katazah, I.S.U.P.K, also known as Dope E, and Officer Natazah, UPK Natazah, and much more. It's going to be an open bar. Make sure that you get your tickets. It's going down this year, 2023, the 54th annual Passover and the annual All Black Party, hosted by Commanding General Yahanna and the I.S.U.P.K.
Still blessed and still we rise.
I.S.U.P.K presents the 54th annual Feast of Unleavened Bread. Last year we did it big. This year is going to be way big. More brotherhood, more sisterhood, more UPK. On Sunday, April 2nd, 2023, we're going to be at 421 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Sheraton Raleigh Hotel Ballroom. We call it all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to come join us.
All right, let's clap it up. Yahweh Bashem Yahshai Barakathum, yet to all the Akim, Yahweh Shemal done by Shem Yahshai to all the sisters. With the I.S.U.P.K, Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahanna. Since 1969, we've been teaching truth of the Bible. The truth is that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are the true Jews, and that our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. We are not affiliated with any Christian church or Hebrew Israelite group. 1 West is home of the truth. If it's not under Commanding General Yahanna, you're not in the truth. That's it. That's it. Now, it's been some more news coming out. Slacky, if I could. If anybody has any comments, questions, or concerns, please type it in the chat. I'm holding it down for Captain of 13,000 Mashak Mayim. He will be coming on the live and momentarily. But until then, I'm holding it down. You had something?
I do have one question. Speaking to the comments and everything. That whenever I see you be writing down the questions, how do you pull that up? That little notepad.
Go down to the bottom. Just all the way down to the bottom. It should be a little notepad right there.
Did it say post a comment?
No. Scroll. Put the mouse all the way down to the bottom.
Oh, okay. Hold on. It pops up. Where's the pad?
If not, I'll get with you later. I'll get with you later. We can do that. Now, there's some more news that came out with the 5 brothers that was being totally unbrotherly to Tyree Nichols. There's a couple of things that came out. Number one, apparently, not apparently, because you could actually see the video of this road cop. I ain't even gonna say road cop because he was in his element. He was in his element when he was torturing and brutally beating an innocent man to death. What he did was took his phone out and then went and took a picture of the man half dead, laying there bleeding, unconscious or halfway conscious, semi-conscious. Took a picture and sent it to several people. One, including one of the people he sent it to, was his ex-wife. And coincidentally, apparently, Tyree Nichols was somewhat involved with that woman. You know what I'm saying? So that this news is coming out as to, you know, why he got stopped in the first place and why he wasn't placed in handcuffs. Because if you've seen Commandant General Yahanna's Black Watch a few weeks ago, General Hazayam broke down how the way once you get a suspect in a certain position, boom, is over. And they had that brother in that position where they could have cuffed him and had him under control before the taser was implemented, before the mace was implemented, before he ran away. It could have been stopped right then and there, but they chose not to because that's not what they wanted to do. They didn't want to subdue him to arrest him and take him to jail. That wasn't their intent. They wanted to cause his brother harm. And the police chief came out and said, first of all, those 5 cops, those 5 former officers, they said that he was driving recklessly, and then their boss, the police chief, said there was no evidence of reckless driving. So there's a reason why they pulled him over. The Tyree Nichols, the brother, didn't know anything why he was being pulled over. They didn't tell him why he was being pulled over. They just stopped the car, opened up his door, and yanked him out. Didn't say anything, didn't say nothing. Just yanked him out and gave him threats. You know what I'm saying? Moreover, there 3 of the 5 officers was quote unquote Greek in a Greek fraternity where they were supposed to exude brotherhood, when in reality all they are bullies. Why? Because in order for them to get into the fraternity, and with that, I pass the class over to Captain Mashak Mayam.
Which one is hooked up?
The cordless one.
Anybody was checking it?
Sir, I checked it before I hooked it up. I can check it now. Here.
Okay, so the cordless is hooked up.
Okay.
So how come this have power on it?
Because it's plugged in, but it's not linked to it.
Okay. Somebody could take this off, please. To water. Okay, so you don't know which one. You don't know which one is better. Is this really good? Okay. It's a little bit too tall for me, so it'll work up here, but it's not going to work.
So the input for the audio can only be 1.
Okay. I'll rock with this one for now. This one is, he want to teach you class, so I can.
So I can take that number off the show.
Yeah, right there is good. Bring this lights further back a little bit. Yeah, right there is good. Further back some. It's kind of warm in here for y'all?
No, it's not.
What do you find?
I had the fan first. When I first come in,
It was kind of warm. Okay, trim the air down. Take it on to 65. It's too wild. You could probably trim it back on. You could probably put it back on Pagaiba. Just trim it back. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, leave it on that. Let it cool off. Let me know when it's too wild, all right?
it's too wild.
It's too wild? Okay, I'm gonna just leave it for a little while. And I said, what we working with tonight? Some still seem kind of dark though. No. Who's the order? Any questions? Questions. Yabashin Shabrak Thumb. Salakia. Is this one hooked up now? All right. Yabashin Shabrak Thumb. Yashimatan Bashim Yashai. Any questions in the room? Anything needed to go over? I think Sawap had texted me a question that he wanted. Luke, hold on. Luke 21. I think he wanted from verse 15 on down. All right. But Quash, do me a favor. Grab me 2 of them paper towels. You know the mug? And put some that iced tea. It's over there by the coffee machine. You could probably half it or something.
Just half, sir? Halfway?
3/4, something like that. Go ahead, Al.
You want me to set up the TikTok so you can see the comments, or you want me to monitor?
No, I'm not gonna be monitoring the comments. Whoever is on the TikTok gonna have to monitor the comments. All right. Okay, so any questions? Questions in the room? Online for Guy Boy?
So go up. Swap there if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
Going back and forth with a heathen.
Mm-hmm.
We was talking about God being a man, and then he was like, God is the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So I have John verse 4 and Exodus chapter 15 verse 3. So what I was trying to, when I first thought, I was like, yo, yeah, God is a spirit, because if you walk after your father, then you have the spirit of your father. What I was trying to explain to you, I wanted to make sure I got that right.
Okay. Yes, you're right. There's a better way to explain it, but a heathen wouldn't understand it, because heathens are carnal. You understand? Heathens are carnal. Heathens, they're very literal to whatever it is. So God is a spirit mean God is some floating being. If you need to put that closer, could you put it closer and monitor it on your phone? You have TikTok?
Yeah.
Would you be able to monitor the questions on your phone? Yeah, if I don't know, is it too up there?
It's too up.
If it's too up there, then that's fine. But if anytime you need to put it closer, then that's fine. I believe there's a setup with a camera and clip and stuff like that. So go ahead on, Pugaibo.
Come. John chapter 4 verse 24. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
Right.
Yeah. So when I first told the heathen, God is a man of war.
Right.
We got to fight for our people.
Mm-hmm.
God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's who we got to fight for ours.
Right.
And then he hit me up with this one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's true too. God is.
And what is he saying? God is a spirit is.
He was saying that God is the spirit, meaning that God could be anything. It can't be just a man or just a woman. It's like a combination of.
So God could be a rock, like Mecca. God could be the sun, like Egyptologists. God could be the moon, like Muslims. God could be a white man, like the Christians. God could be a Chinese man, like Buddha. God could be anything. Okay, so that's really what it is. They carnal, and they have to make God make sense to them. You understand? Like they have to change who the Lord is to make sense to them, instead of changing who they are to make sense to them. You get the point? Like that's who they are. It's just think of a family, and you have children who listen to the Lord, or children who listen to their father, and children who don't listen to their father. And one of them is the father acknowledges that that's my child, and then the other one is like, I don't have no son named John. You get the point? you know, I don't have a daughter named Keisha. And the child wouldn't understand. It don't make sense to the child. So now the child goes looking for a father to make it make sense to the child. You get the point? They can't get along with their father, so they go get another father, right? They go try to like somebody else and, you know, adhere to someone else when this is their father. So a heathen is similar in terms of being carnal and not wanting to change to suit the Lord, right? An Israelite would more understand the Lord is a spirit. Okay. Exodus 15:3 is correct. The Lord is a man of war, right? So how do you reconcile, or how do you put together? I can't say reconcile because it was never apart, but for the Christian, how do you reconcile the two? Because the Christians always say what? The Bible contradicts itself, right? So now, if God is a spirit, how do you put the two together? God is a man of war and the Lord is a spirit. How do you put the two together?
Counselor, I said, because if you have your father and you walk in the ways of your father, then you have the same spirit as your father.
That's true. That's absolutely true. But you saying you have the spirit as your father. How do you reconcile God is a spirit? That's what the scripture says, right? Counselor. All right. How do you reconcile that? It's real simple.
It's like I would say that I'm a man and I have a spirit.
You wanted.
Another thing I said to him, and he walked away from me after I said it. It was like the Most High God of the Bible, the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, or the 12 tribes of Israel. I can have that spirit because he's my father.
Okay, but you're still saying I have the spirit. You're not defining the Lord is a spirit. Right, read the scripture one more time.
Come. John chapter 4, verse 24. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
All right. So, the Lord is a spirit. I'm get it real simple. You ever hear people say today, man, he's a whole vibe? You ever hear, that's a slang it's modern. I don't know if it's the Z or the millennial. I can't tell which one is which. But whoever is the one that's setting the trends now, they say that's a whole vibe. Man, the place was lit. It's a whole vibe. Or, man, so and so, man, he came in there. You know how he dressed. He's a whole vibe. What are they saying?
He's a whole spirit.
He's a whole spirit. He is just a spirit by himself, meaning his vibe is his vibe, and there's no other vibe like his. And when he show up on the scene, everybody recognize, man, he's a whole mood. He's a whole vibe, and his vibe is influential. You get the point? Read scripture again.
Come. John chapter 4, verse 24. God is a spirit.
God is a whole vibe. Read it again.
God is a spirit.
God is a whole mood. I try to put it down in today's terms so you understand it. He's a whole vibe. He's a spirit. He's a mood. Meaning how he is strong and powerful and influential. You get the point? Like, that's what it really means. But a heathen don't understand it because they don't talk like that. They have to see us talk on the TikTok first and then go back in the little school somewhere under the bleachers and trip over themselves doing the dance and, start talking in the slang to even try to embrace it. But you tell an Israelite that, man, he's a whole vibe. They're going to know what the hell you're talking about. They're going to look at it, yeah, he have a vibe. And there's something about this guy. You know what I mean? That's what it's saying. The Lord is a spirit. The Lord, he is the Lord. And man, how he rolls is different to how everybody rolls. What he likes is different to what everybody likes. How he move is different. How he dresses is different. The things he says is different. The Lord is a spirit, man. It's a whole vibe behind that man. You get the point? A heathen cannot understand that. A heathen don't understand vibe. A heathen relationship with their deity, to be politically correct, is, very much Boring. It's a boring thing. Boring as shit. Them Saudis, they're the richest people in the world. You see how they dress? It's a white sheet. It's a white sheet with some little thing around the head. And this supposed to be top. This nigga building islands in the ocean. That's what you dressing? Ain't no vibe in there. Ain't no vibe in there. Let me find oil in my backyard. You see how the hell I roll. I'm gonna tell you straight up and down. You see, just forget about oil. Tax season coming out. Come see me in about 3 weeks. I'll walk around here like my shit don't stink. I'm trying to tell you. That's how Israel is. We not them. They're a boring bunch of people. They can get another I'm gonna come to Shaphat. Let me get another precept to prove what I'm saying. Find me Zipporah in Exodus. The what's called them? Not bridesmaids. What's called them? The midwives. Find me when they told the midwives to kill the firstborn boy, but if it's a girl, keep the girl. Right? Find me that. I think it's Zipporah. I forget the other one's name. Zipporah, I think in Hebrew. Anybody else online have questions? Feel free to type them in. You all know April 1st, Passover, Raleigh, North Carolina. We getting it in. You know what I mean? All week event, Starkville Plantation. Y'all don't want to miss that. Y'all don't want to miss that, brother. I was doing some slight little reading on them Nazi concentration camps, and they keep some of them camps as tourist sites. And Auschwitz supposed to be the biggest concentration camp they had, and they keep that as a tourist site, brother. And to garner, sympathy for the Jewish man. Well, brother, Starkville Plantation is down there in North Carolina, and it's a education for your soul, for your spirit. Starkville Plantation is a vibe. I'm trying to tell you. You understand? You really want to learn and change your life and find a reason if you don't have one yet or you're still on the fence. Come see what your people went through and walk the steps where they walked and see what their life was like. And you could understand now that we are different people, and now is the time for us to come together. You know what I mean, Shaphat?
What you want?
Go ahead, please.
Book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of one was Shapir.
Right, which was Shipra. Mm-hmm.
And the name.
Where you at again? Exodus what?
1 and 14.
1 and 14. Go ahead. Pagai boy, you could cut this back there now. Okay. Go ahead, brother.
Okay. And the name of the other, Hur.
Exodus 1 and 14.
15. Slide.
Okay, go ahead.
Verse 16. And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, see them upon the stools. If he a son, then ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live.
Right. So really, this here is your first Planned Parenthood, your first recording historical Planned Parenthood, where Planned Parenthood was not designed to help you plan your parenthood. It was designed to minimalize or to limit or to reduce or decelerate the population of Black, brown, and Native people, right? That's what it is. So here now, that's what they were doing, because she said, if it be a boy, kill him. And that's where you get your population from, men. But if it be a woman, let her live, because, of course, they could absorb her into their society, because the child that comes from her, if one of them lay with her, would be one of them. Right. It wouldn't be us. Right. So this would be, you could use this as an example for your first Planned Parenthood, right? And you see it in society where Black masculinity is attacked. You're not allowed to be masculine. You're not allowed to be a man. You're not allowed to be manly. And with it, you're really not allowed to exist. They don't even like you existing. You get the point? So that's what they told the midwives to do. Keep going.
Oh, God. Verse 17, but the midwives feared God.
Say it again.
But the midwives feared God.
Say it one more time.
But the midwives feared God.
But the midwives fear God. In order to understand the word of the Lord, you first have to fear the Lord. That's the first thing. Fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom and knowledge. That's in the Bible. The midwives fear the Lord. Go ahead.
Oh, God. And did not.
Okay, go ahead.
And did not as the king of Egypt commanded.
Right, and they did not do as the king of Egypt had commanded. Right, go ahead.
Oh, God. But saved the men children alive. Verse 18.
But did what?
Save the men children alive.
Right, but they preserved the boys. That's what they did. Go ahead.
Oh, God. Verse 18. And the king of Egypt called for the midwives and said unto them, why have ye done this thing? And have saved the men children alive. Right.
So the king of Egypt now turn and call for the woman and say, hey, stranger, what's going on? You still part of the what's the Hebrew name again? Right. The king of Israel turned to the midwives and said, why did you save these young boys? Which lets you know we in Egypt one more time again. You understand? Because giving young Black and Hispanic men and native men any sort of heart, any sort of courage, any sort of spirit is a unspoken illegal act in this country, right? And under this, I can't just say in this country, under this empire, because of course this country rules several empires, right? Giving men any type of hope, any type of strength, any type of spirit, you're demonized for it. Go ahead, Shapat.
It's like General Hines was saying. When he was a police officer, he wouldn't beat up a brother. They would always ask him, why didn't you beat him?
Exactly. Like why won't why would you allow him to even live? You know what I mean? For the same reason you allowed, Gotti and what's the other one from Valentine's Day Massacre? Al Capone and Meyer Lansky and them, the same reason why you allow them to live. You get the point? The same reason, because you like yours. You get the point? So they wanted to kill all the men. And by killing all the men, that's how you annihilate a nation. Really, you get rid of them. Over time, there would be none left. Right? Keep going.
Oh, God. Verse 19. And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women.
Say it again.
Because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women.
So their reply to the king of Pharaoh was, these Hebrew women is not like the Egyptian women. There's not the same. You might think they're the same because of the skin color, but these Hebrew women, they're not like Egyptian women. Keep going.
Oh, God. For they are lively.
They are what?
Lively.
They are what?
Lively.
They're lively. So they're not boring. They ain't no boring ass broad. These women is lively. Go ahead.
Oh, God. And are delivered.
Read one more time from the top. But watch, make sure you disconnect the USB and everything and break the wireless piece down, all right? Read it again from the top, nice and slow. Take your time.
Oh, God. Verse 19. Mm-hmm. And the midwives say unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women.
Right? These Hebrew women, they're not like your heathen women. They're not like any other woman on the earth. Go ahead.
For they are lively.
For they are lively. Go ahead.
And are delivered ere the midwives come in unto them.
Right? What does that mean? Delivered before the midwife reach. So in other words, they're giving Pharaoh an excuse. They're saying, well, listen, Pharaoh, we couldn't do it. Really, what they were supposed to do was assassinate the boy. It was supposed to be a covert mission. The midwife is the woman who helping you deliver the baby. So, of course, the woman, I think in those times, they would do the squatting technique. The woman, she's, squatting and sitting down something. And, of course, the midwife, they're coaching her to, push and whatever. And the midwife takes the baby out. Now, of course, the woman, she ain't got no energy after that. That's why it's called what? Labor. After that, she halfway passed out, brother. Who is the first person seeing the baby? The midwife. So if she say the baby died, the baby died. You get the point? She's the first one taking the baby crying. All right, good. And she's gonna do what now? Take the baby, go clean it off, cut the thing off. You know what I mean? Cut the umbilical cord, wipe the baby off. Then the other midwives will come help the woman back into the bed, and she comes back with the swaddling baby. So now if she takes the baby away and then comes back and say, stop breathing, and that's it. You get the point? That's that. So now they're saying, listen, these women is lively. They ain't just sitting there. They getting it in. They up and ready to roll. They got spirit in them. They have zeal. They have a job to do, which is to deliver this baby. Pharaoh, listen, by the time I got there, they ain't waiting on me. You know what I mean? These Hebrew women are not like your woman. They're pushing that baby out. That baby has to come. And that's it. So that's another example of it. We are lively people. They think hanging out on a Friday must be an occasion. You ever see these oppressors they pass? Well, are y'all celebrating something? No. Forget about them Hispanic tribes, Zach. 5 o'clock that's it. The party start. You know, Tecate, not Tecate. Tecate is the thing they drink. Yeah, Tecate, Coronas, everybody, and they're just going because it's 5. Work is done. We are a lively people. We not like them. You get the point? Even in schools, you could tell where they have a problem because the child wouldn't sit in his seat. The kids. You know what I mean? There's a whole process of conditioning to get them to just sit there and stay there for 8 hours. That's not how a child normally is. A child is bouncing everywhere. You get the point? Like, we are a lively people. We have spirit. And so it's the same with the power we serve. The power we serve is not a rocking Mecca. The power we serve is not some old Caesar Borgia white boy. You get the point? With, just dead. Just think of how they depict Jesus Christ. Just think how they depict him. Come on to me, children. Come on. Just old dead ass nigga. Just, who the hell wanna, that nigga turn water into wine? No, I can't get with that. I can't get with that. Our people is not the same. You saw it even, just a sidebar, you saw it even with Barack Obama. When he ran for office, he talked like a Southern black man, a Southern preacher. He brought a certain spirit in there. That's why they liked him. He didn't just talk normal. He talked with the pauses, and he walked with a little bounce. He used his hands a lot. His whole persona was of a black man, even though he is not black. If he was a Kenyan running, he was losing. You get the point? He was absolutely losing. Same thing with Biden. Same thing with Kamala Harris. They don't have what we have naturally. You get it? But they don't have that thing, which is spirit. The Lord is a spirit. The Lord is a vibe. You get the point? That's just it. It's very difficult for a heathen to understand. But watch, take this here from me, please. Shalom. Yep. Yes, sir. Hold on 1 second. I'll be headphones up there.
Loud. Yes, Pastor. Just like what Cap was saying, the heathens ain't us. They don't understand us. Everything they do to try and gain some sort of popularity or some sort of notoriety, it's all for us. Look at Burna Boy. Why is Burna Boy one of the hottest artists right now? Because he's copying off a dancehall, and he's trying to even claim. He's even trying to claim dancehall as Afrobeats, or they're the father of Afrobeats. They're the father of stinking, as Aaron Watcher would say. They're the father of stinking. I've been over there. They stink naturally. You had something?
So I forgot what I was doing online, but it was going back and forth. You could tell it was a heathen. And all of a sudden, the heathen when we was talking about how rap belongs to us, you know what I'm saying? Hip hop belongs to us. It started with us.
Mm-hmm.
He in his comments like, hip hop belongs to black people. Didn't it? I remember what it was. It was on on Sunday. Let it be known.
Mm-hmm.
He was gonna let it be known, and then African came in there, and you know his whole thought process when we mentioned that hip hop is our culture was like, oh, it belongs to y'all now. Like
y'all now.
Right.
Well, we all know Africans are scammers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They like to go and try and appropriate things and just try and con you and into thinking the way they tell the narrative. What in the world are they? What are they good for? What are they good for? I'm gonna tell you what they're going to be good for. They're going to be good for labor, hard labor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna need no SPF 30, whatever. We know once Christ comes back. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're gonna be good for. But now, like you can't trust them. You can't trust any heathen. Right now, even the Moabites and the Ammonites are trying to appropriate our culture. You got Japanese people at a faraway glance, you would think they're real Chicanos, but you look closer and be like, hold up, that's Moab, that's Ammon with the tattoos and the Dickies, you know what I'm saying, the Chuck Taylors and whatnot with the stance. You know how our northern brothers stand. You know with that Vato stance. They try and copy all that. They even got techniques to where they put their straight hair into like these little curls, and then it comes out as an afro. Like I seen that, I'm like, come on, man. Everybody want to be a nigga till it's time to be a nigga.
Right.
You ask something?
Like this is what you were just saying. So heavy because in the kingdom, we gonna be in rulership, so everybody gonna want to be like us in the first place. But it's the fact that they don't give us credit for it's our style. You know what I'm saying? And when it's time to be one of us in front of somebody else, like they don't claim it then. You know what I mean? But this gonna be a proud thing to want to be like us in the kingdom. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, even now in this kingdom, they want to be us, just like you're saying, and but they don't want to be us.
Right.
They want to take every piece of us and then try and make it their own so they can downplay us. You know what I mean? You have something?
Yeah, Counselor. They want to leave out the low riders. They ride the low riders all up and down the streets, and b-boy, the straight breakdance.
I was about to say that. I was over there. And I was walking by one of them train stations, and I just saw like a little commotion over there. So I stopped and looked. These niggas was straight up had a damn breakdance b-boy competition with the cardboard on the ground and everything. I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious? Yes, they want to be us, but they don't want to be us. I heard a comedian, it was a comedian. He was saying how he heard somebody had an argument with an Edomite, and he said the Edomite called this other dude a nigga lover, right? And he was like, man, what are you in the 20s or the 30s or whatnot? It's like, who's not a nigga lover? Like, if you're not, then you don't watch basketball, you don't watch baseball, you don't watch football, you don't like music, you don't like hip hop, you don't even like pop, because you don't like rock and roll because it came from us. Right. You don't like any of these things because all of the niggas is in it. And with that, I pass the class to Captain Mashak Mayam.
Wait, Mashak.
I was just expanding on what you were saying.
Okay, no sweat. Okay, so you get the point, Pogaibo, right? Like the Lord, when they say the Lord is a spirit, it's Israelites understand that. The Lord is a spirit, the Lord is a vibe, the Lord is a mood, like how they talk today. He's a whole vibe. Or them women say he's giving. It's giving, and just leave it open. Like giving. I'm like, giving what, bitch? What the fuck is he talking about? Right. But it's that's how we talk. The heathens can't understand that. You tell some old Turkish fool that, or it's giving. They don't know what the hell you're talking about. But us as a people, that's the culture. The Lord is a spirit. That's why it's so contentious amongst Christians and heathens, because they don't understand that shit. Go ahead, Shabbat.
It's like it's so heavy how you say it because about heathens don't understand it. I had to mature in the point where I don't battle no heathens no more. I can care less what they think. I battle one of us, just for the sake of trying to help or whoever's around here. But other than that, I'm not talking to no heathen. You gonna take that dip.
I mean, you what you want to do is just choose your battles. Sometimes the heathen is good for edification of everybody else who think the heathen is something. So you could do it like that. You get the point? But so that's it. No sweat out. Anything else?
So there's a question online.
Go ahead.
From your Quatazar. He says, Salaki, sir, can I get a breakdown on James 4:4?
No sweat. Also, too, don't let me forget SWAP question. Hold on, I think it's John. What did I say before? Luke? John 21:15-19. All right. Whoever have it. Which one we going with first?
I have James 4:4. Anybody?
I got John.
Let's get James 4:4 first, and then we'll get John.
James chapter 4:4. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God.
Okay. And he has a specific question, or he just wants this broken down?
He just wants a breakdown, sir.
Okay. Go ahead, Shapat.
Like, I was talking to the brother this weekend, and he basically worked from John 3:16, so I think he just tried to incorporate it.
Okay. Okay. Read one more time.
James chapter 4:4. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God.
Okay. All right. 1 second. Salaki. I read one more time for me. Salaki.
James 4:4. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God.
Okay, so he wants a breakdown on. That's what he typed in. He just wants a breakdown on it. Okay, so ye adulterers and adulteresses, right? Let's get that broken down first. Why is the Lord calling them adulterers and adulteresses? Go ahead.
It's the men and women of Israel that are praising other gods.
Perfect. Boy, you come to play, boy. LeBron. You come to play. That's right. All right. So the adultery here would be, your precept for that would be Jeremiah 3, where he says, look around and see who you have lain with, and yet still you come back to me, right? So the Lord is comparing us to an unfaithful woman, right? So he's saying, you adulterers and adulteresses, go ahead. After that, where you at, John 1?
James 4:4.
James 4:4. All right, go ahead from there.
Know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God?
Know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? So in essence, you're going to befriend the world, which is like what?
Doing the wicked things that
Adultery and adulteresses. Your woman is friends with another man. Don't you know that's enmity with me? Like, bitch, what the hell you doing? It's like that. It's like that's what the Lord is saying. You understand? It's like, no, your friendship with the world, your liking for the world, your affinity to the world is enmity with the Lord. Because why? You belong to him. You get the point? Like, he's giving you that analogy, right? Go ahead. And the world, of course, is what you're saying, the sin, the lust, the things, the world promotes, right? You get the point? Go ahead. Whoever was reading. Whoever was reading. Come on, let's go.
Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God.
Mm-hmm. And whosoever now will be a friend of the world would be the enemy of the Lord. Similar to your woman, she's friending with this man. You didn't want that. Now you and her become enemies. You get the point? You understand? That's basically exactly what he's getting at. He's trying to give you an analogy that you could understand. That's why he called you ye adulterers and adulteresses, right? Now, the word world here, what is it talking about? The word world here is talking about a specific society, specific age or cosmos or community, or what else? What else is another form of world? Go ahead.
I would put that question in the TikTok whenever you ready.
It's on the same topic.
No,
just hold it for me, right? Age group, contemporaries. You get the point? What's in the air now? Basketball. The world of Wilt Chamberlain is not the same world of LeBron James. They play they damn near play in two different sports. They still have the ball and some rings and a net, but it's damn near the game is different. It's a different game. You get the point? It's a different world from back then to now. Back then, in all sports, a black player at that level was a damn near like a pioneer or a representative for the black community. And if you look at any sport back then, you was at a level, you was really representing everybody black. You played for everybody black. You ran for everybody black. You played tennis for everybody black. You was boxing for everybody black. Now it's for likes. It's for sponsorship deals, some coins. It's a different world. It's a different world, and you can't understand it. So now, which world are we really talking about here that the Lord said, friendship with that world is enmity with him? Is it the world of LeBron James? Is it the world of Wilt Chamberlain? Is it the sea world? Is it the sports world? Is it, the movie world? Is it, I don't know, Disney World? You got to find out which world the Lord is talking about. It might be easier to find out which world he is not talking about. There's a world he wants you to like. There's a world he wants you to be friends with. And let's find out which world is that. Give me Isaiah 45 and what, 17 or 7? 17? Give me that one real quick.
You see that new black French tennis player?
There's a few of them. I ain't really full tennis to him. Which one are you talking about?
I forgot his name, but he be jumping in the air, kicking his
and doing some kind of wild shit.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a few of them that do that too. I think there's a heathen that do something like that. He's a Greek. He's not white though. He's like maybe a cross between East Indian and Samoan or something. But he be doing the same thing and pissing the hell out of them white boys. But he don't do it as animated as the other one.
Right.
But he does do it, all kind of trick shots and shit, between the legs shit. But stuff you thinking he give up the point, and he ain't give up the point. You know what I mean? I forget his name. He have a Greek name? But I know he's not white. He might be a brother. I don't know. But I think I'll say he's a heathen. But now you're seeing more of that coming into the once again the sport, because our people are more lively. We're not, Serena Williams and them come in tennis and change the whole thing. Before then, nobody was wearing colored suits. It was white. It was white skirt, white shirt, white shoes, white headband, white. Nobody was wearing colors. They might have a little design on the shirt. That old man, Navratilova, that old man child that had playing tennis. The one, that's not her. The one who looked like a full-on man. That's her. I'm sure. There's one who's a German. He's wear glasses, look like a full-grown man. Them days they wearing white. They ain't wearing no colors. It's them Williams Gill coming there with what? That lively spirit. That whole, we are absolutely a different world to them. For a long time, the beads was in the news. The beads was in the news more than anybody else, anything else, because what is this thing? And making noise every time they move. We are a spectacle to them because we come from a different planet. It's a different world, all right? What I want? Isaiah 45:17.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation.
Say it again.
Oh God. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation.
But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Go ahead.
Okay. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
You will no longer be ashamed, which is something Israelites grow up with. Having an innate shame. From the womb, you have that shame. From watching TV, you have that shame. From, your first day in school to playing sports, to tests, to whatever life, you have that shame. You get the point? You have that shame today. Because when you go for the interview, you put on your white voice. You know what I mean? You sitting there thinking, I ain't shame. I'm a proud black man. Okay, go in there and talk like nigga then. Go in there and, what's up? What up, though? You all right? You good? You good, homie? You good? Go in there and talk like that, then. You know what I mean? Go in there and be who you are. Be all you can be. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. Forget about a woman. You women do it all. I done told you. Hello. Speaking. This is she. I be like, bitch, where that bitch come from? I'd have called you on the phone to talk nice to me, huh? You get the point? We'll be no longer ashamed, nor confounded, nor confused about life and who we are and why things happen. We would no longer be like that. No confounded
world.
Come on up.
Come, sir. Confounded world without end.
World without end. Israel is that world without end. Israel is the world the Lord wants you to be friends with. Israel is the world the Lord wants you to, take part in and be with. He doesn't want you to be in any other world. And when I say in any other world, this is here we're talking about, of course, your spirit. Your love, your soul. He doesn't want you to give that to any other world. He wants you to give that to the nation of Israel. That's the world the Lord loves. That's the world the Lord wants you to be, and that's your world. You're not being a traitor if you love your world. You're not committing adultery by being friends with your world. But of course, you try to go join the European or the Asian or the Edomite world, or the Moabite world, or the Elamite world, or the Hamite world. Now the Lord gonna have a problem with you. The Lord gonna have a problem with you. And okay, this is really. I hope that answered the brother's question. If that didn't, just type in whatever else is confusing you. But it's a sidebar. Like, we busy not loving our world when the heathens love our world. And I ain't letting that burner boy off the hook. That nigga boy, he in my bad books until Christ come and beyond. Like, they love our culture so much, more than we do, way more than we do. All right. Let me get the other brother's question in John. Is it? I called it out just now.
Okay. The book of John.
John 21 and 15.
Okay. The book of John, chapter 21, verse 15. So when they had dined, Jesus saith unto Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my lambs.
Okay, read it again from the top.
Come. Book of John, chapter 21, verse 15. So when they had dined, Jesus said unto Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my lambs.
Go ahead.
Come. Verse 16.
You go in until verse 19.
Come. He saith to him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my sheep. Verse 17. He saith unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, Lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Jesus saith unto him, Feed my sheep. Verse 18. Verily, verily, I say unto thee, then thou wast young, thou girdest thyself and walkest whither thou wouldest. But when thou shalt be old,
go ahead.
Thou shalt stretch forth thy hand, and another shall gird thee, and carry thee whither thou wouldest not. Verse 19. This spake he, signifying by what death he should glorify God. And when he had spoken this, he saith unto him, Follow me.
Okay. All right, let's get it again from the top, all right?
Yes, 21, verse 15.
Say again. Okay, no, so yeah, switch up there. What's going on, brother?
That's what I'm saying.
All right, no sweat. Okay, so you wanted a whole breakdown on this one, or was it a particular verse?
Well, basically is like, like how, he reminding Peter now, it's like, hey, yeah, what's going on? This we're going to charge you with is something that you shouldn't forget. You should always remember. And, it's like, like Commander General Yahanna, has been doing this, since, 1969, holding on the truth and, continue to keep on feeding the sheep, the Lord's sheep. Or as we say, he follow Christ, and, we follow Christ too. And this is why we follow Commander General Yahanna.
Okay, so you want to use this as a precept to show that Commander Yahanna and the I.S.U.P.K follows Christ?
Can.
Yeah, you could definitely use it. You'll have to break it down a little bit with feeding the sheep. But you could definitely use it. All right. And of course, this feeding is both literal food and spiritual. Right? Is in essence taking care of the flock, taking care of the Lord's people, whoever the Lord sent. You get the point? That's really what you're charged with. You're charged with taking care of the men. That's really what your purpose is, to take care of the men. So that's it. So have you to with it?
Yeah, can.
Okay. All right, no sweat. Let me get the other one. Let me get his one and then I'll come to yours, all right?
There was a question on TikTok. I guess so, said, do you believe the Holy Land is in the Middle East?
Well, it's not what I believe. It's what the Bible says. Right? It's not what I believe, is what the Bible says. I'm assuming you mean Holy Land referring to Jerusalem. That's what I'm when I speak. If I say the Holy Land, that's what I would be talking about. Jerusalem, the land of Israel, really Garden of Eden, and everything within those borders. According to the Bible, that area was reserved for God's people. But of course, we sinned first through Adam and got kicked out, and been trying to work our way back ever since. Ever since, we've been trying to work our way back to that place. So, of course, when you say the Middle East, don't think where Israel is right now. That's not the whole land of Israel. That's a strip. That's a small piece, right? That Garden of Eden, which I would say would be that holy land, would be from the northeast corner of Africa. Where was that? Egypt or Ethiopia? That corner, all the way up to Turkey, or as far east as Iraq and Iran and all that area, Syria, all that area, all that is ours, right? That's Fertile Crescent. What they call the Fertile Crescent, that's really the Garden of Eden. The rivers are in Genesis, right? The Gihon, the Python, Euphrates, the Nile. Can't remember. I think the Nile is in, right? That would be a Holy Land or the Fertile Crescent, if that's what you're talking about. But it's not what I believe. It's what the Bible says. Right? I hope that answers your question. That's it? No sweat. Bukar?
There's someone online. His name is Manu Tanagaman. He says, how do you know that U.S. Polynesians are Japheth? What scripture do you have to prove this?
U.S. Polynesians? I'm assuming he's talking about just Polynesians. Okay, let's get Japheth. Let's get Japheth with the Isles. Hold on. Let's get Japheth with the Isles. I believe it might be the sons of Japheth. All right. Any more?
That's it, sir. Online.
Okay, give me. I think it's Isles. Is it Isles or Island? Is Isles? Okay, I might be seeing. I ain't sure because I ain't seeing the Isles. Go ahead. If you have it, go ahead.
Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Japheth, son of Noah. Genesis 5:32.
We'll take that. Also, give me hold that way at. Give me Genesis 5:32. And also, no, hold that where you are on Pagaibo. Somebody else could grab it. Genesis 5:32. And also give me Genesis 9:27. Let me see 9:27. Go ahead.
Genesis 10
and 1. I might get there. Read 9:30. What's this? 9:35 first?
5:32.
5:32. Salakia. Read that one first. Whoever. Go ahead, Al.
Genesis chapter 5, verse 32. And Noah was 500 years old. And Noah begot Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And it came to pass when men began to multiply.
Right, that's the one right there. So Japheth is one of Noah's sons, right? Ham, Shem, and Japheth from the Bible dictionary, Ham is the father of the dark nations, but not the Negroes, right? The Negroes come from Shem. So does Edom, which is the so-called white man. So does Elam, which is the so-called East Indian. So does Moab and Ammon, which is the so-called Chinese and Japanese, respectively. Who else is there? I think that's about it. They know where anybody else are leaving out from Shem. And Elam also encompasses the Pakistanis, Sri Lankans, that type. Ishmael comes out of Shem. That's it. Right? Right. So you have the Hamite nations, which are the Africans, not the Negroes. Then you have Shem, which are the Negroes, so-called white man Esau, Elam, the East Indians, Pakistanis, Sri Lankans, Moab, the Chinese, Ammon, the Japanese. What's the last one I call? Ishmael? I call him already. Ishmael, right? So now who's left? Japhet, which is those of the Samoan Islands, those Samoans down there from New Zealand, Hawaiians, that's Japhet. Those the Eskimos, but there's another name for them. Inuits, the Inuit, right? That's another name for those Eskimo type people that you would find, further north. A lot of people think that they are Native Indian, and they're not. They're not Native Indian. Those Inuits are not Native Indian. They're Japhetic people. I think that's it. All right, go ahead.
We had the same person come into class yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and he said his father was a black Polynesian from the Polynesian plantations, and he called himself from the tribe of Nefertiti.
That's what Christians teach. That's what the Jewish man today teaches, trying to win everybody over. The Jewish man says everybody is from the 12 tribes, and he says they are from Naphtali. He goes around, and some of the Jewish people, not all, they go around and they try to say everybody is really part of the 12 tribes, but they're absolutely not Naphtali, right? Okay, so that's your backdrop. Japheth is the son of Noah. Noah's other two sons are the fathers of everybody else except them, right? That's how you know for sure the rest of them fall under Japheth. Give me what you have.
Come. Descendants occupied isles of.
That's what I want. I thought I was in the scripture. Go ahead.
Oh,
No, go ahead. Go ahead. That's what I want. I know it was something with the isles. Read it again from the top.
Yeah, it's on the Van Compact Bible Dictionary.
Mm-hmm.
The descendants occupied isles of Gentiles.
Mm-hmm.
Genesis chapter 10, verse 5.
Mm-hmm. Well, go ahead straight to that.
Come.
Genesis 10 and 5, right? Let me catch up with you. Go ahead.
Come. Genesis chapter 10, verse 5. By these were the isles of the Gentiles, divided in their lands, everyone after his tongue, after their families, in their nations.
All right. The isles of the Gentiles was divided amongst all three of them. Japhet was the original inhabitants of Europe, right? Those were the people who were driven out of that Russian area. That's who was there first, right? Those Aborigines are Japhet. They were the original inhabitants of Europe. They were driven out of there first into the isles. They were driven out of there from the so-called, Edomite nations that came, coming out of the caves and developing societies and cultures and communities, and started driving everybody out, coming from the north. That whole area there is really Viking people coming from the north, from that Nordic side, and coming down and pushing down into the Ottoman Empire and forming alliances with Constantinople. That's how you have Russia today, right? It's from them forming alliances with Constantinople, they was able to form Kiev, which was the old capital of Russia, and then it moved to Moscow, which is further up. But those people drove the Japhetic people out of Europe. You have your Genesis Not Genesis. Ezekiel 37. Let me get that real quick. Ezekiel 37, give me Gog and Magog. And then give me whoever have it, read it, all right? And then somebody else hold Genesis 10 and 1. Who have Ezekiel 37? You have it?
Stop in verse 1.
Give me Gog and you could go straight to Gog and Magog. Go ahead, Art.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 38 and verse 1.
Salaki, I gave you 37. Salaki about that. That's my fault. Go ahead, Art.
And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the hand of Magog, the chief prince of Shechem and Tubal, and prophesy against him.
Right. So now this is a prophecy Ezekiel got. And it says, set thy face against Gog and Magog, and the chief princes of Meshach and Tubal. Now, who is Gog and Magog?
God was Russia.
Yes and no. How is Gog Russia? Give me Genesis 10 and 1. Read from verse 1 to verse 2. Quickly.
Book of Genesis chapter 10 verse 1. Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
Go ahead.
And unto them were sons born after the flood.
Go ahead.
Verse 2. The sons of Japheth, Gomer and Magog. And Madai.
So then is Putin a Russian or is he Japhet?
Yeah.
So Putin is Japhet. Yikes. Fall all over the sword.
He got Japhet. He the right.
Yeah, but you just said Japhet. I don't know. So when Ezekiel says, set thy face against Magog and Gog is sons of Japhet.
Oh, God.
So what are we talking about? Come on.
So I mean that's where the land is. I mean that's where they inhabited at that time. It was in Russia at that time until
That's it. Gog and Magog are the sons of Japhet. They were in that land. What was our land called when the Lord gave it to us? We came out of Egypt. The Lord told us to go and get a land and kill everybody in there and push them out. What was that land called?
the land of milk and honey.
No.
Canaan, right?
Yes.
Canaan.
The land of Canaan.
Oh, God.
Does that mean we Hamites? Those were the people living there. You understand? Just like Israel, it's called Israel. Why? Those are the people living there. You get it? Long before land, it's really the people. Magog, Gog, Gomer, they were all sons of Japheth that inhabited that part of the land. They were pushed out. So now you have the land that's Gog land and Magog land, but they not living there anymore. Putin is there now. The Ruskies is there now. The Kiev and Rus, the Vladimir and them and the Vikings and Odin's sons come down and take over that whole land. And this prophecy is against them. You get the point? Go ahead.
It's similar to saying, like, how we are, blacks are American Israelites, but we're not in Israel right now. The Edomites or Amalek is in Israel and our land right now.
Exactly. They're in our land right now. And the prophecy is not talking about them. It's talking about us. You get the point? So this prophecy here is not talking about the sons of Japheth. This is talking about Russia. Gog and Magog. Gog is the big Russia, the USSR or Russia. Let's say Russia today. Magog is all them little territories around Russia, all them stands, Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan and this stand and that stand and all the who else is there? Who else break up from them? Slovenia, Ukraine, Czech Republic, all them pieces that's around Russia. That's Magog. That's who Putin trying to pull in now. You get the point? Go ahead.
There's parts of Asia, right?
No. Not Asia, but it extends far over. Asia today is the end of that, where Asia really starts, for the world definition, starts with the East Indians and then going east to the Mongolian Empire or China and Hong Kong and them. But Asia, they would start it from the East Indians. But the Russian Empire extended far back, and they have been trading with the Asians from way back when, 1000 AD, 1400 AD, right? But that's, you could use this again is, once again, you gonna have to link it up and understand the historical relevance of it. Gog and Magog today, the prophecies against Russia, it's still called Gog and Magog because that was the land of Japhet, who was pushed out into the Isles, right? It was pushed out into the Isles, and now Japhet today are your Aborigine people, your Hawaiians, your Polynesian people, your Samoans, right? That's who Japhet is. Good. I hope that answers question. If you need any more on that, can I give it?
There's some smoke if you would like.
He thinks smoke. It ain't smoke.
Right.
Okay, let's go. Any more questions though? Any other questions? All right, let's go.
There's someone online, Dominique. He has a few of them, but he begins with, "Hello, brothers. Hope all is well. Why do you read scriptures with your head covered?" And then he dropped 1 Corinthians 11:4. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonors his head. Mm-hmm. These brothers dishonor their own head. Why would I listen to them?
Is he saying their own head like I'm dishonoring me?
No, you dishonoring your head.
But he said they dishonor their own head.
Come.
So is he saying I'm dishonoring myself? He just unlearned, brother. He's just an unlearned brother. That's all. Whatever his name is, if you would see, there's a hole cut into the crown of this headpiece. Other brothers have similar headpieces where they have the warband or the mitri, the tire that wraps around your head and leaves the crown of your head exposed. And therefore, I'm not dishonoring our head, which is Yahushua. Get the point? That's just simple. We are not praying or prophesying with our heads covered. It looks covered to the unlearned or to the spiritually slow. But to those who know, who's been around UPK enough will know there's an opening in the crown of my head, brother. So my head is not covered. You understand? If rain falls and I'm outside, guess what's getting wet? My head. All right. I hope you understand that. All right, that's it. Yeah, Bukwash, he writing a novel on there. Bukwash is like, what's going on?
You said he's unlearned. He said, yes, I am. He said, brother, I quoted scripture. I can't see the head is covered.
I know you can't see it. I understand you can't see it. I understand that. And I know you can't see it just by you quoting scripture. Like you're trying to come to try to teach me something. If you really wanted to learn something, you would have asked, your head on, how does the scripture work with your head? I already see your whole spirit with it, but you might could learn something. All right. I understand you quote the scripture. This is a priestly covering. This is a priestly, not covering, but a headpiece. A priest must have a headpiece, right? That's in the Bible. You must have a headpiece. You're doing the work of the Lord. our head, all our headpieces have a hole in the crown, or some of them, Shapat, one of y'all come to, both of y'all could come up here real quick, all right? Right? See, these two headpieces, they're similar, different styles, and their head is uncovered. All right. Nobody wearing a meat tree tonight. We rock meat trees all the time. That's the one that look what you all call a turban. It's not a turban, it's a meat tree or a tire, according to the Bible. They say put a tire on your head, and it wraps like how a tire would look. If you imagine put a car tire on your head, it has a hole in the top. It's different from a woman who would cover her whole head. You get the point? Put a whole scarf on and have the thing looking right. It's different than that. We don't dishonor our head, brother. We have excellent teachers in here. Commander Yahanna to being the best of us all and teaches us everything according to the Bible, according to Scripture. All right, brother. So our head is not uncovered. Is there anything else you would like to teach me today? Please. Please. I need to learn something, obviously. About what? About the head being covered? But I just showed him my head is uncovered.
Can you comb your hair?
I have braids, brother. I don't comb shit. I go sit down between the legs of a bad broad and she put some grease in that shit and braid that shit for me. I don't touch nothing on top here. Slaki. Anything else?
The other brother, man, he was bringing out the basically the Caribbean islands, Tobago, Haiti, Barbados, Puerto Rico, and all. Mm-hmm. He says those people were pushed into isles. Are they Japheth as well?
No, they're not. No, they're not. Genesis 49. I understand the question. That's a valid question as well. They're not Japheth. Give me Genesis 49. Give me Raven. Raven as a wolf, Benjamin. Right. So now, according to Genesis 49, which is the prophecy about the what you would call a stereotype of a people. Right? Genesis 49 is a list of stereotypes of the 12 tribes of Israel. All right? It's a list of stereotypes of the 12 tribes of Israel. The West Indian Islands, not all of them are Benjamin. And in all those West Indian Islands, you also have who? The so-called Taino Indian. The so-called Taino people, aka the Carib, the Arawak, those names that, in history they're known by, but they're the 12 tribes of Israel, right? So now when you look at where those people dwell, according to the prophecy, it's not a dwelling situation, but more so the characteristics of those people. All right, what do I want? Genesis 49 and what?
27.
All right, let me get it.
Genesis chapter 49, 20 and verse 27.
Mm-hmm.
Benjamin shall raven as a wolf, a wolf. In the morning he shall devour the prey, and at night he shall divide the spoil.
All right, what does that mean? Who can break it down? Benjamin shall raven as a wolf. In the morning, what say again?
He shall devour the prey.
In the morning he gonna devour the prey, and at night he shall divide the spoil. Anybody? Damn, you're gonna get stomped. Chapat? Go ahead, break it down. Go ahead, Art. Get the shot.
It just sounds like everyday life. He gonna hunt like a wolf, and saying up early morning, devour the prey, and at night he gonna sit back and eat and rest off the spoils that he
I'll take that. Go ahead.
It looks like he goes after his work strenuously and whatnot, and gets all that he can get, and then come back and bring it home to his family.
Right. And what's raven mean?
Devour.
A little bit more. So a little bit more.
Intensely.
Give me the definition. Let's look it up. You go ahead.
Violent.
I'm listening.
Violent seizure of prey or property.
Okay, I'll take that too.
Same thing.
Say it again.
Violent seizure of prey or property plunder.
I like that shit, boy. Violent seizure of prey or property. Okay. Right, so Benjamin shall raven as a wolf. Damn, what the fuck is this shit? Right, so put it together. Who got it? Okay, this here is directly, come on. The work ethic, the way a Benjamin would work is almost like he has an obsession with working. And if he ain't working, something's wrong. That's the extent to which it goes. Come on. I'm trying to jump tribes now. Because I don't know. When Christ come back, he's gonna set everything straight. The Kamaya came in here, Judite, now he Levi. You know what I mean? It shit happens. You go to a family reunion and somebody talking something is like, hold on. You know what I mean? It shit happens. Right? So it's talking about the work ethic of a Benjamite, which is known, is characterized, you know, by Benjamin. The way Benjamin would work and approach everything and have 10 different jobs, work a 9 to 5 and a 5 to 9, and not be tired at 10 p.m. And thinking about starting a business right after. That's just Benjamin. And what the part about dividing the spoil.
Whatever he's going to get, he's going to bring it back to his family. He's going to take care of his family.
Benjamin is highly family oriented. It's highly family oriented. People in the islands who have people in, you know, so-called first world countries, America, England, Netherlands, somewhere, you have some family members there. Benjamin is known for shipping barrels of goods back to their people because they divide and they spoil. They're working for a certain amount in these first world countries where the exchange rate makes paying bills back in their homeland way easier than working in the homeland. And they send barrels back, food stuff, clothes, money, and it's just part of Benjamin culture that is very strong. Yeah, put those two together, because I know the next question you're gonna say, a lot of people send stuff back. A lot of people don't do what Benjamin do. It's different, right? Go ahead.
How you saying that these are stereotypes? And when he was asking the question, I wasn't thinking about how the stereotype joke about like Jamaicans especially. They got 7, 8, 9 jobs.
Jamaicans, because that's Jamaicans, especially because that's all you know due to media. The media exposure was heavily Black culture in America really damn near the popular Black culture and what's known as truths comes really out of New York. This is no disrespect to any other zone, the South, the West, wherever, but Black culture that's, you know, the world sees is really that thing that comes out of New York. So, go ahead.
Sorry, that took me back to In Living Color. Hey, Mom.
Yeah, it's exactly, and you know that's what people see. So even till today, you hear somebody with a Caribbean accent, you Jamaican. Some people think the whole Caribbean is Jamaica, when it's not. So don't just say Jamaicans are known for it. Just a little sidebar. It's offensive to other Caribbean people. It's almost like you're a Yankee, and you're not from New York. Just imagine everybody calls you a Yankee. You probably don't know what I'm talking about, but it's like that. Imagine you could come from the West Coast. You Yankees. You get the point? it's very offensive to somebody from Grenada, from Saint Lucia, who is a Benjamite, who has 1,000 jobs and send stuff home, but yet still, oh yeah, you Jamaican. No, nigga. I have a whole other island. I have a whole other people. It could become very offensive. Being in the truth, you want to get used to these things. It's similar to calling everybody who speaks Spanish a Mexican. It's similar to that. You get the point? It's similar to that. You are brother in here, you coming in here, try to learn your people before you offend people. All right. So go ahead with your point, Salaki.
No, that was it. You were saying these are stereotypes.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when you asked that question, I wasn't thinking about it because of the Benjamites.
Mm-hmm.
With that's particular stereotype.
Yep.
Bring it home right then and there.
That's really what Genesis 49 is. So to the question the guy asking, I'm assuming he's a heathen. He's the one asking about the Polynesian thing. Right? I'm assuming he's a heathen. That's for the people in the West Indian Islands who are the tribe of Benjamin. Those are the characteristics. Then you have also Taino Indians in the islands. You have Puerto Ricans who are also Taino. You have Manessa, who are the Cubans. Who else? I said Levi, who are the Haitians. You have Simeon, Dominicans. A lot of other people in the islands. There's different prophecies that concern those people. All right. Now, of course, you say you are heathen. You probably might want to go check and see for sure, because you say his father is a black man.
Yeah, he said his father was a black Polynesian from the Polynesian plantation.
Okay, I don't know nothing about no Polynesian plantation, but I would just check. I can't say yeah, Israelite though.
Since he was saying that he's Naphtali, he asked, can you break down the Naphtali?
Okay, Naphtali. Okay, no sweat. Let's get Naphtali.
Genesis 49 and 21.
Hold on. Before I break down Naphtali, what's his name?
Manu Tanagaman.
Okay, Manu Tanagaman. Before I break down Naphtali, go to ISUPK.com and pay some tithes.
Right.
All right, go pay 10% of your last paycheck. Go pay it now. Go pay it right now, and then come on back, and I'll break down Naphtali for you. All right. You don't got to be an Israelite to pay tithes, though. All right, you definitely don't got to. You're gonna pay tithes to the king of the king of Israel and the most high power of the earth. Whether you're 12 tribes, whether you're Naphtali or you're lonely, whichever Lee are you. You could be Bruce Lee. You're gonna pay tithes. All right.
Right.
Go pay that tithes and then come on back. You ain't gonna have me talking here for free. Fuck you think it's a freestyle? Yesterday's price is not today's price. I ain't no. Hell no. Go ahead.
The brother your Quatazar has another
I'll take it. Come on.
He says, Slaki, sir, can I get a breakdown on John 17 and 9 about the show?
Okay.
John chapter 17, verse 9. I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine.
Okay, this is good. You could pair this. This is not. I don't believe this is on your test breakdown for the John 3:16, but you could put it. You could add it. John 17 and 9. There's another cold one too. I think that might be it. John 17 and 9. I think there's another cold one, but that's a good one too. All right, read this again.
Okay. John chapter 17, verse 9. I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine.
Right? This is Christ speaking. This is written in red. This is Christ saying, I pray for them. I don't pray for the world. Once again, for God so loved the world. Right? Christ is even saying, of that world, he's praying for the ones who the Lord gave him. You get the point? Once again, this is more proof that Christ ain't come for everybody. He ain't come for everybody. I don't pray for the world. I pray for them who you gave to me. He's talking about his men, his disciples, the men who work with him, work under him, his brothers. He prayed for them because they are mine and they are thine. That's what he's saying. Hold on. for they are thine, right? They are yours, meaning these are the Lord's men. And now Christ has those men. So Christ is praying for those men. He's praying those men stay strong, fight the demons. Don't grow weak. Have endurance, because this is a marathon. This is not a sprint. This is a long race. This is this is for the long haul. So Christ is saying, I pray for them. I don't pray for the world. Just to keep it simple with some Christian, how is for God so love the world? But Christ saying, I don't pray for the world. Only answer is it could be two different worlds. That's it. That's the only answer it could be. The only answer it is that it's two different worlds. The world that for God so loved the world is different from I pray not for the world. It's two different worlds, right? So that would be a breakdown on it. I'm guessing that's what he was asking.
He was because he wanted to use as a precept for him teaching John 3:16.
Hell yeah, you could use it. You could use it as a kicker at the end. Because usually if you're battling somebody, they're not gonna believe nothing you say. You could break the whole thing down top to bottom, they ain't gonna believe nothing. And you just use this at the end just to further drive the nail in the coffin. All right, you use this at the end. I think San Antonio, big up San Antonio, boy. San Antonio got me a little bit green on this side here, but I got a little jealous. I was like, hold up, that should look like DC right there. Yeah, the Zach in the camera, like, watch this. Yeah, the Zach was having fun out there. I think that's Dawada's camp. They're running it good. You know what I mean? That was excellent to see. You know what I mean? And never stray from that milk, Akim. Them milk scriptures confound the world. That's the foundation. The world can't handle it. You might think you had to go and pull a whole ton of, meat scriptures or huge breakdowns and stuff. The milk is what confounds the world. And the milk is what fishes people in. Make sure you have them breakdowns, them thing top to bottom. All right? Any more?
That's it, sir.
Okay, no. So what about head on cover guy?
He said something before he left.
No, sorry.
He think he dropped the mic. Salakia. Okay, yeah, he says, can you comb your hair right now or is it covered? Meanwhile, I see something covering your head, brother. And then he ended off with, and I showed you scripture.
You see, okay, this is the problem. You going by what you see when you should go by what you don't see. He who have ears to hear, let him hear. He's simple. He said, this is what I see. So I see this. So it got to be that. You just unlearn. You just unlearn. That's all. You unlearn. That's it. And really you're challenging the UPK because you see power here. Nobody challenges, a guy in a wheelchair. You ever see anybody walk up to a wheelchair? Hey, I bet you can't do this. But you challenge somebody who is bigger and stronger than you, because that's the challenge. You challenging the UPK because, it's a compliment. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. The water. I appreciate it, but you couldn't stay in the ring long enough. You left. Our heads are not uncovered. Are not covered. It's uncovered. You get the point? There's no, there's a whole hole there. What are you talking about? I don't understand it. Anyway, so we have 20 minutes, 15 minutes to discuss something that's going to plague the Black community in the next 100 and something hours, the next 4 days, which is called whores, right? Valentine's Day is coming up. And for those brothers in here, I know you all forget about it because you're not in the world no more. You're not friends with the world. You all don't have enmity with the world. Brothers and sisters in here don't even know what the hell you're talking about. You get the point? But for those people who are in the world, you are about to be manipulated and what's up,
I don't think he paid his time, so I'm not going to say anything.
Oh, what happened?
No, he just asked another question that might have got.
Oh, he got the link?
I get the link slot.
No. I'm asking.
No, I'm saying He has another question, but you told him to go pay his tithes.
Okay, he has another question, but did he pay your tithes? If you didn't pay your tithes, and I answered enough free questions already. All right, you should go pay 10%, man. Go pay 10%. Either way, I'm gonna tell you the truth, you know. Either you're gonna find out you're a heathen or not. You're gonna learn the truth, but you got to pay. All right. What's it gonna say? Right, you're gonna be manipulated. You're gonna be a puppet master over the next 3 to 5 days, I believe. I believe it's next week, Tuesday. Right? Now, of course, you know Valentine's Day comes from the Greeks and the Romans. It's the type of love that you call eros and not agape love, right? Eros is what type of love? What's the difference between the two? You still typing? He mad? He's upset.
Yeah.
He upset he had to go pay tithes? Well, that's the proof you can't be an Israelite. You can't even be, you can't, listen, if you're an Israelite and you don't pay tithes, I'm running you out of here. So you worse for a heathen. If you trying to figure out if you're an Israelite, go pay some tithes. The Lord might reveal it to you. Go pay some tithes. What's he saying?
He says, before paying tithes, I have to be convinced that you're a priest. Christians pay tithes too.
Well, go ask somebody else your goddamn questions, nigga. Go ask somebody. What the hell you asking me questions for? Go to whoever you convinced are a priest. Go ask them your goddamn questions, man. Shit, what the hell you wasting my time for? Yeah, right. What's the difference between eros and agape?
Says eros love is like sexual or passionate love is often need, and it's more about the person who's feeling sexually attractive to the other person. About the other person.
In other words, eros love is Instagram. See that little heart you be pushing on that broad page? That's eros. That's not, you're not interested in how you just, you know, you got some. That's where you get the word erotic from. Eros, right? It's lust. Then you have agape love, which is what?
That's love for all people.
Yeah, a little bit more specific.
It says the agape love, Greek, the New Testament, the fatherly love of God for humans.
In other words, brotherly love, right? The fatherly love of God for all humans. New Testament. Agape love is supposed to be brotherhood, right? That's what they call agape love. That's what the Greeks and the Romans call it, the Latin word. You have agape love and eros love, right? Valentine's Day is eros. Go ahead. A-G-A-P, I think E at the end. And eros is E-R-O-S. Say again? And like an accent or something, yeah, that make the E sound like an A, some shit like that, right? So from now on, from Thursday night, usually people weekend usually start Thursday. Thursday night they start sipping. Fridays are full on, you know, what's called the thing, happy hour, into Friday night hanging out, Saturday, Sunday, Super Bowl, Monday, and by Tuesday, every simple is going to be walking around with chocolates and flowers for some haul, right? If you love your woman, do not buy her nothing on Tuesday. Buy her it after. Next week. I'll give you a little hint. All them flowers, that's $120 this week. Next week, Friday, they're going to be $20. All right. Next week, Friday, they're going to be $20. Go in there and get them $20 roses. Go and get the surplus from, you know, what the horse couldn't eat or smell. Right? So what you have now with Valentine's Day is eros love. Is filled. It's really lust. It's promoted with lust. It's marketed with lust. Is nothing else but lust, which is why there's so much adultery and threesomes and not threesomes. What's the other thing? Love triangles with Valentine's Day. So much love triangles because why? It's receiving gifts. And the tradition is a man giving a woman gifts, and the most gifts, whoever gives the most gifts gets the woman. That's basically your Valentine's Day. Go ahead.
And they be desperate for it, like the ones who really ain't got no man, like they'll do anything just to get some flowers and post it.
Brother, they send themselves flowers.
Yeah, right, done.
A ton of bros gonna be sending themselves flowers, and coming in the apartment with Facebook Live. Oh my God, look what he got for me. Y'all see? And sending themselves flowers because you're just lonely. If you need a man, that's fine. If you want a man, that's fine. But you don't got to celebrate Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is a holiday. It's a custom. It's a ritual that's really celebrated in honor of whores, in honor of prostitutes. You're really buying the woman. That's what you're really doing. You're buying her. And that's why it leads to triangles, because somebody else is trying to buy her too. You know what I mean? Somebody else is still trying to buy her, and you trying to buy her. And the thing never works. It absolutely never works. It's a ridiculous holiday. Where does the red come from with the Valentine's Day? Well, there's a couple historical attribute what is attributed to these. Of course, they're myths. They're not actually real stories, but in the oppressor's culture, myths are taken as his foundation, like Odin and Hercules, and they believe in those things. They believe in the Greek gods. That's why it's so common. It's so easily believable that God had sex with Mary to make Jesus, which is the Egyptologists believe that one of their gods came down and had sex with a woman and made another man. The Greeks believe that same thing. They take myths. So there's a whole myth behind Valentine's Day. It's two main ones. Go ahead.
It's still the one where there's a festival or celebration with the heathens will kill a dog or kill an animal and slap the woman that they like or attracted to. They will slap that woman with that bloody hide. With
a whip. You make a whip out of the damn thing. You make a whip out of the hide. All right, so it's in honor of the god February, right, which is a she-wolf. It's the she-wolf that nursed Remus and Romulus, right? Remus and Romulus is two mythological men who was supposedly orphans and was raised by wolves. They, of course, being Edomites, had what? Sibling rivalry. And you ain't got to guess the rest of the story. One killed the other, right? Romulus killed Remus. And that's where you get the city Rome from. Rome comes from Romulus. Come on.
No, it just brings in mind when you was breaking down the Viking wars that they was having, how when it came down to that one, the Kevis, I can't pronounce it, but that land right there that they fight over,
the Kievan Rus.
They had a sibling rivalry over it. Like,
well, I mean, all their families in every Edomite empire. Once you have a king and he has sons, they're killing whoever in line for the throne. Whoever wants the throne the most is killing the other one who is in line for the throne. Okay, it damn near even happened in Israel. It happened in Israel with with the 12 tribes. Remember, Judah sold Joseph into slavery because Joseph was what? The father's favorite. Then you have David's sons. David's son Absalom. Absalom wanted the throne. Absalom was willing to go to war with David for the throne. There was another son, I forget his name, who wanted to take the throne from Solomon. That's the son that went and took David's concubine. David's woman. When David was on his deathbed, they brought a young woman in there to lay on him to keep his body warm. Once David died, that son went and had sex with that woman as if to say, he is now the king. in an effort to try to take the throne from Solomon. You get the point? I forget his name. Right? So you'll always have somebody who is pressing for the seat and somebody who the Lord is going to give the seat to. It's always going to be like that. But of course, the heathens, they don't believe in the Lord, and they just go straight ahead and kill you. You know, it doesn't matter. Go ahead.
The old Roman celebration, Lupercalia.
Lupercalia. Mm-hmm.
Lupercalia, which is a pastoral festival of ancient Rome, observed annually on February 15th.
Pull up February, the wolf. You will see it. Even the symbol of Rome, like the coat of arms of America, is the eagle. The symbol of Rome is that she wolf with the twin boys suckling at the wolf's teeth under her, and then sucking the breast of the wolf like a puppy. Right? You could pull it up and just put the picture in the screen. All right, go ahead.
Annually on February 15th to purify the city, promoting health and fertility. Lupercalia was also known as Dies Februaris.
Mm-hmm. Or the day of February. Go ahead. That's the Latin for the day of February. Dies Februaris, the day of February. Or that's where you get the month February from. It comes from that Roman god February. And it's supposed to be a fertility ritual because what comes right after this season we're in, or this period of time? Spring. So now they want, it's down there, they're praying to this god for fertility with the eggs, and the Easter comes out of this too. So, you know, down there, fertility to bless the womb to have more. Right? Go ahead.
The base is for the month called February.
Mm-hmm.
The and a dog by the Lupercalia,
mm-hmm.
offering the cakes fertility rite, which the goat skin clad Lupercalia strike women who wish to conceive.
Right. So now the Lupercalia is like just think like the Catholic Church have acolytes. You know what that is? The acolytes is the little boys that, you know, walk in and swing the smoke and, you know, walk around and gets things for the main priest. So just think like there's a priest and then there's little boys in trainings, like a little clique. So the Lupercalia would be the men who doing the sacrifice and wearing the dog skin or the wolf skin, and they would make the whips out of the blood from what they sacrifice. And the women who want to conceive, of course, they come out there and they get whipping and whip. I could see a white man liking that, like, yeah, yes. And he had to whip her with the blood-soaked whip, right? So she getting lashed and the blood is all over her. And that's where you get the whole red from, the custom of the red, just red everything, red shoes, red dress, red drawers, red earrings, red lipstick, just everywhere red, because in times past, she would be soaked in red from the blood. And you know how blood is and dry on you, it's like it's on you, right? So that's where you get the whole red from. It's a sexual thing because, of course, if she like you, you're going to whip her all night long. You get the point? She's trying to conceive. And of course, the whole thing is because of the conception. After it, he's looking to go have sex. You get the point? It's all a build-up, you know, some sick hedonistic foreplay to sex. That's really what it is. So you have that. Then you also have the story of Lucius Verenius. Is that it? Lucius Verenius and Pessinus Niger? That's it? No, I think Pessinus Niger is different. I think it's Lucius Verenius, right? I could be wrong. Where there was these two Roman soldiers. This is the myth that they were lovers, But of course, this comes from the truth of them because a ton of they believe that homosexual gays in the Roman army was better because now a man is fighting for his lover and not just fighting for somebody who he went to boot camp with, right? So now the story is these two lovers were on the battlefield, and one defending each other, and the other one cut the heart out of his enemy for his lover. So as he's fighting, he opened the chest of the enemy, took the heart out, and gave it to his lover as, I love you this much. I'll cut the heart out to him and give it to you. Get the point? That's just think about your oppressor. Your oppressor, that white man who rules everything, his love for somebody else is to kill you. That's, I'll kill anybody for you. You get up with a kind of sick, just sadistic type. Why somebody got to die? Why anybody got to die? But that's him, right? So that's where you get the whole tradition of giving a heart from. It comes from that. And of course, the heart, we ain't got time to draw it now. That heart you see that shape like, the V with the two humps on top is not a heart. Your heart don't look like that. That's a woman bent over. That's how it looks from behind. That thing became popular with sailors, and I think one of them wars. It became very popular where young men, say older men would take young men into whorehouses to make the man, right? And it was seen as manly because you've been with a woman. You had a woman, you've been with a woman, and then they would tattoo that thing on them. And all those cool men you would see with that heart tattoo. Get the point? Just think like the Popeye sailor days. He had the heart tattoo. That's, that whole thing, that whole custom comes from that. The whole thing is just sick and stupid and dumb and pagan, and you really don't love nobody. You really don't love nobody. It's just lust, just satisfying your lust, and that's about all you're doing, right? On February 15th or 16th, you're going to be down in the courthouse applying for divorce. You get the point? You're going to be filing them divorce papers, right? Valentine's Day is absolutely satanic. You found out who it was? Well, there's Lucius Verenius. Somebody just look it up. I don't want to quote the wrong name. I think Singer's Niger was somebody else. I believe he was a general in the Roman army or something like that, or some great warrior in the army. I might be wrong with it. Just somebody look it up real quick. Let me give you all of it before we roll out. Right? Valentine's Day is absolutely satanic, and you should never ever follow it. They break her heart this damn Valentine's Day. Right? Don't buy her nothing and let's see what she do. You really want to see? Oh, they ain't ready to gamble that guy boy. They ain't ready to gamble that shit back. They ain't ready to go in there and say, yeah, the one who telling me about covering my head. I want you to not buy your broad nothing for Valentine's Day. Let's see if she stay with you. Let's see if she stay. That just come back and tell me if she stay or not. All right? Ain't no sweat. I'm coming to it. Go ahead.
It's like just a couple comments in the question. Chosen 075 said, do y'all read the comments? When was the last time y'all was at Chinatown Gallery, please?
The week before last. The week before last, we was out there. All right, what was that, the 28th or something? Yeah, we was out there that week. All right. Why you want to know? You trying to pull up? The song kind of aggressive. Who had a hand up? Go ahead in the comment.
No, I just.
Anybody find Lucius Verenius? You found it?
Nah, he just kept me back.
Okay, go ahead.
He said, "Oh, okay, thank you."
Oh, okay, thank you. Goddamn, nigga, who are you? When was the last time you paid tithes? Hell. Go ahead. The comments gonna say something.
Oh no, yeah, no. I'm just saying they just want they don't want to hear that when you saying it to ruin their fun. I remember being on the slave years ago. I was talking to brothers about not celebrating Valentine's Day. You want to ruin the girls' fun. The girls don't have fun.
No, nigga, ruining your fun.
Right.
Ruining your fun. And this is the real issue, right? And especially this generation now. I can't say that because it's been there all throughout. I'm probably just noticing it a lot more. But right now, sex without responsibility is at an all-time high. There's no shame, there's no regret, there's zero remorse. There's zero remorse with the thing. It's just whatever. And Valentine's Day is a day where you can have sex without remorse. And everybody is doing it, so it makes it more appealing to you. You get the point? Appealing to you. Go ahead.
Good. Once upon a time, you would have to be in a relationship with a woman to get sex. Now you get sex, and then the relationship is a negotiable thing.
The relationship is not even on the table. Relationship doesn't even matter, which is why the STDs is just so out of control. You're making new STDs now. You're making STD gumbo. You're mixing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and coming up with something brand new. Focus, bland. Go ahead.
It's like just thinking about that bloody dog whip. Is that where they get that saying from? Pain is love.
I don't know if that's where they get it from, but I mean, to each his own. Now, if your woman is into that shit, whip on. Just know if she tells you stop. That's what I'm saying, right? Anybody find anything, Lucius Vernius?
So I found something.
Go ahead. And somebody hold for me, Tobit chapter 8.
Is there something specific you looking for?
I want to see if this is the character with the cutting out the heart.
Lucius Vernius and Titus Polo.
Titus Polo. I say in Pusinius Niger. So like, Pusinius Niger is not that dude. He's not that sodomite. It's Titus Polo and Lucius Vernius. Go ahead.
Were two Roman centuries mentioned in the personal writings of Julius Caesar.
Mm-hmm.
Although it is sometimes stated that they were members of the 11th Legion, in fact, Caesar never stated the number of the legion concerned, given only in the reference cited below. The words in El Legion, in that legion. The legion concerned is more specific, and therefore are several possibilities. For example, legion.
Okay, anything with the heart and cutting out of the heart?
I'm still looking for that.
You might have to Google it specifically with their names and the heart. But those are the two. Lucius Vernius and Titus Pulio, right? And okay, all that death thing with love, it comes from Esau. Right, even that Romeo and Juliet shit, like that is just Esau dumbass. That's a love story. That's not a love story. You get the point? The story is you going and befriending her father, and her father go win him over before you win her over. That's the real strategy right there, boy. You do that shit, you straight. That's the real deal. All right. Give me Tobit's chapter 8 and give me verse 7.
Oh God.
Hold on. You can start at 5 real quick.
Oh God. The book of Tobit, chapter 8, verse 5. Then began Tobias to say, "Blessed art thou, O God of our father."
Right now, this is Tobias after he went and took that woman from Asmodeus. You all know that story. Sister was vexed with the demon. Demon loved her more than anything, and would make her kill anybody who come near to her. She couldn't marry for nothing. She couldn't marry anybody. She couldn't keep her husband. Right? Tobias went in there, got rid of the demon from counsel from the Lord on what to do. Got rid of that demon, and he's now going to have sex with her or to marry her. And before that, he said this prayer. Go ahead.
Oh God.
From verse 5.
Oh God. Book of Tobit, verse 8, verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
Then began Tobias to say, "Blessed art thou, O God our fathers, and blessed is thy holy and glorious name forever."
Go ahead.
"Let the heavens bless thee, and all thy creatures."
Give unto the Most High to help them through this undertaking that they're going to undertake, because sex is marriage, dummy.
Right.
Sex is marriage, you slut. Sex is marriage, you weak man. It's marriage, and you're going to undertake a marriage, and you're going to do it for the wrong reason next week. Go ahead. It's wise, brother. He going to undertake this marriage, and he's asking for the Lord to be on his side. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Thou madest Adam and gavest him Eve, his wife, for an helper and stay.
For he gave him Eve for a helper and a stay. Somebody who's going to stay and be steady and solid. Go ahead.
Of them came mankind. Thou hast said, it is not good that man should be alone. Let us make unto him an aid like unto himself.
Right, so he's bringing to memory the first marriage in the Lord's world, not the whole world, but the world of the most high power, Adam and Eve. It's not good that man should dwell alone. Let's give him a woman like unto himself. Here's the heavy part. Keep going.
Verse 7. And now, O Lord, I take not this my sister for lust.
Read it again.
And now, O Lord, I take not this my sister for lust.
Let's read it one more time.
Verse 7. And now, O Lord, I take not this my sister for lust.
Which is what Valentine's Day is about. It's lust. Don't take that woman in lust. This brother here, he said, I'm going to have sex with this broad, and I'm not having sex with her for lust. I'm entering into this contract for life. That's it. I'm going in here for life. Not Valentine's Day, not a season, for life. Read on.
But uprightly, therefore.
But uprightly, I take her uprightly, not for Cadbury and, you know, what's them chocolates is buying the camera. Listen, a warrior telling me, a warrior called me. It was in the height of COVID, and I forget the name of the goddamn store. Some store that's close by where he slave, and they sell these not just expensive, real rare chocolates, and they sell them in a case. I forget the name of the goddamn store. Godiva. That's the name of the goddamn store. Godiva. And it was in COVID, and sales had dropped so bad. Godiva was going out of business, and Valentine's Day was like the next week, and people couldn't believe it. They were selling out. I mean, big time. I was like, it's gonna be a lot of broken hearts. You know what I mean? You gonna go there and get them chocolates and that wine and them flowers, and you're not going to do it uprightly. Most of y'all who gonna do it, y'all in the world especially, y'all gonna buy it for somebody else's woman. That's really what the hell it is. You making sure you know where her desk is at the slavery. You gonna put something on her desk, in her drawer, some kind of nonsense. That's when most of the whole is lust. It's a whole lust fest. You get it, boy? If you really love the girl, go pay her bill. Go pay the car note. You ain't trying to do that though. You get it, boy? You ain't trying to do none of that thing. You get it, boy? Don't take her for lust. Take her uprightly, which is against that whole spirit of Valentine's Day. This is a responsibility you're getting into. This is responsibility, and you should not do it if you're not responsible. Right? How to say, to thy own self be true. One of them old Shakespearean dudes, right? That be true to yourself. If you know you're a fuck up, excuse my language, stay far from people's daughters, man. All due respect to these sisters silly and simple. They're gonna fall for some dumb shit. Not the sisters in here though. This is hardcore 6 months per year sisters in here. You can get near to them. But them dumb ass bros in the world, they're silly and stupid. They're dumb. You get the point? Stay far from somebody's child, man. You can't handle nothing. You can't tie a shoelace, much less anything else. Stay far from the thing, man. Stay far from that. Wait till you're a responsible young man and do it. Just resist the hoes. Resist the hoes. Go ahead.
Therefore, mercifully ordained that we may become aged together. Verse 8. And she said with him, Amen.
All right, this is a righteous prayer by any righteous brother who gonna marry a woman. This would be a marriage vow. That's what you should be saying, instead of putting on Jodeci and coming in there with some old expensive ass drawers with hearts on it, looking like a goddamn clown. with chocolate syrup somewhere, and then the next morning you all just walk away from each other like you don't even know each other. You're stupid and you're dumb and go to get an STD. You're gonna wake up with something. Yeah, I mean, there's things out there more scary than AIDS. I'm telling you straight. There's things out there more scary than HIV. There's things out there that you just rotten from the inside out. Yeah, that's Slovakia. I'm trying to tell you. Be responsible, man. Valentine's Day is absolutely something you should not be engaging in, not be wanting to be in. Let them people and let the world die with the world, man. Come out of her, my people, so you don't take part in her sins. And Valentine's Day is surely a mishmash, a big, pot of sin that you're gonna go into. But the lust of the flesh is so strong. It's so strong. It's that, it's a pull. You know what I mean? And that's where, you're going to wind yourself in trouble. That old carnival down there. So watch yourself, I know that carnival coming, boy. They're going to be out there naked and in glitter. Forget Valentine's Day. That carnival is shit. I'm trying to tell you. That's cocaine for the eyes. There's cocaine.
Right now,
the strongest men. I'm telling you, I can't go near Trinidad for that carnival, brother. I'm a male with meat free box. I'm going this way. You get the point? But it's all that lust. It's this is the season of lust and fertility and just going all the way out in the flesh. And then everybody goes for Ash Wednesday and asks God for forgiveness. The Lord might forgive you, but you're going to live with that STD. You're going to live with it. Right? Anything else? We good? No more, right? We got pass the class over to priest and officer Pagaiba.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes to school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shut themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must give permission ahead to speak for brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which a brother or sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. It means 10th in Hebrew, and it's pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. The upcoming holy convocation is Purim, the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month. That's Sunday, the 5th of March, and Monday, the 6th of March, 2023. You can find this in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verses 20 through 31. Remind Akim and Akwathian to check out social media, such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband, or scarf. And with that,
don't forget Passover, April 1st, Raleigh, North Carolina. We're going to be down there in the Raleigh Convention Center. $200 per person, 17 years and over. You 17 years and over, $200 per person. Go to ISUPK.com, pay your Passover fee online right now, man. Get it in right now, pay it down so you could come on down there and enjoy. Commander Yahanna book the whole thing out for damn near a week of events, man, a whole week. From the lamb slaughter to the slave plantation tour, you have a whole day for the kids, the Passover, and then the Feast of Unleavened Bread. It's going to be, rocking it up. People coming in from all over the world, all over America, coming in for the Passover. Get down to Raleigh, North Carolina, April 1st, man. Come on down there from the 29th or the 27th, 28th, somewhere around there. Spend the whole week with Israel, man. You know what I mean? The general done, pull out all the stops for this thing here. This might be one of the biggest, best venues you ever seen. Don't miss it. April 1st, the Lord's 54th annual Passover, all right?
come.
We're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel, I.S.U.P.K, which means stand.
Do the Lord's Prayer. Real quick, huh? Just the Lord's Prayer.
We'll read the Lord's Prayer.
Wapanya
Hakwadam, which means turn and face the east. The Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanah, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Yahanna,
in the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever.
We give one courtesy and the men of Israel, I.S.U.P.K, men of Israel, saw, which means turn. We'll give one courtesy salute to the sister. Men of Israel, I.S.U.P.K, Barak, Yahanna, class dismissed.